What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We have made it to Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, the second game in the series. And compared to the first game, this is a huge step up from the clunkiness and the Eurojank of the first game. And I will be doing a walkthrough of it. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to take a while to complete because, excluding the prologue, this game has 20 missions in it. But there's a large variety. There's some small ones, there's some big ones, etc., etc. This game arguably has one of the largest varieties of missions of the whole series. And it also has some of the hardest levels in the series. In my opinion, this is the hardest Hitman game in the whole series, because this one is really hard to get the levels right, because this is the first game where the ranking system was implemented. So, unlike the first game where I was mostly just beating the levels as stealthy as possible, in this game, not only... Oh, before I forget, I don't think I ever clarified, but I was playing the first game on the hardest difficulty, which was hard. On this game, I'll also be playing on the hardest difficulty of professional, but I will also be achieving the Silent Assassin ranking for every single level. The only exceptions are the prologue, and then the last level, which is completely unranked. What else was I going to talk about? Unlike the first game, I am going to show the prologue level to this one, and that's because some of the missions in this game follow the context of the story, so I kind of want you to see the story this time, because I have yet to show the prologue to the first game as of this recording, but I don't think I'm gonna just skip the training levels anymore. From this point on, I'll show them off. But regardless, this video is just gonna be the prologue as I show stuff off, and I'll also explain how stuff in this game works now and then. And I also want to show me starting the game so that I can prove that I'm playing on the highest difficulty. Something I should have done in Codename 47. So we will start on professional. Let's get it going. Alright, here we go. This is the Gontranno Sanctuary. One thing I do want to kind of point out is that Sometimes the movement in this game feels really sluggish on my computer, so I want to apologize for that in advance. For the most part, I've managed to rectify it, but one weird thing that I haven't fixed yet is that for some reason, whenever you climb into the back of the truck, 47 moves so fast that it's as if he's the Flash. I've yet to fix that, so I want to apologize for that in advance. You'll see it when we get to levels like that. But for now, let's just proceed.
Buongiorno, figlio mio. Come va?
Padre, I'm okay, but I must speak with you.
Taci, figlio mio. Be quiet, my son. We have a saying here in Sicily. Non saccio, non vede, non c'ero, e se c'era dormia. So, if you want to open your heart, the only safe place is a confession church. Meet me there noon.
That was out of sync, but it's alright. I will say that compared to the first game, this one runs a lot better on modern PCs. I mean, for one thing, I have the game set to my native resolution of 1920 by 1080, which the first game I couldn't set to without editing the INI, which I still haven't really done because the first game is already really hard to run on modern PCs. I guess I was just kind of content with it. I was just content with the fact that it works. This one, though, I figured out how to edit the well, I forget what the highest resolution is that you can set it to in-game, but if you edit the INI, you can set it to 1920 by 1080. And it's really simple to do. I think I learned that from a post in a Steam forum. You can look it up. You can look it up, and it's really easy to do, and it works because that's what I have it set to.
Padre, I have sinned.
Avanti, figlio mio. Continue, my son.
I have done some terrible things in my life. I have killed many people for money, out of ignorance, out of evil, out of hatred.
Figlio mio, I know you well. You are also a good person. I've seen you taking care of the garden. I know of the large amount of money you donated to the church. Your soul is on the right path.
But Father, I do not belong. I'm not of this world. So why should God forgive me?
Do not worry, my son. When your time comes, He will have a place for you as well. Just keep God in your heart. Now I must leave. Stay a while and pray.
Lead me, O Heavenly Father, in the path of right. I walk alone and stumble in the dark. Show me the light and I'll go there. Let me find peace in my own heart and save me from my enemies.
Benvenuti ragazzi. Purtroppo la chiesa è chiusa. Venite domani, per favore.
Benvenuto, vecchio amico mio. Non è questo il momento di darci appuntamento!
Per favore, aiutatemi! Lasciatemi per favore! Lasciatemi! Lasciatemi!
Porca troia! Taci! Stai giù! Giù!
Alright, let's get back to this. I know I'm not talking much in this one, but that's just because this prologue sets up the context of the story, and I just wanted to kind of introduce the context of the story. It's pretty minimal, but it does tie in to some of the missions.
Benvenuto in Sicilia, Bassano. We hope you enjoyed the famous Italian hospitality on our beautiful island. However, there will be a slight charge for your stay. You will prepare a cash transfer of $500,000. No later than midnight the day after tomorrow. Meanwhile, we'll be entertaining your host, Padre Vittorio. He very much enjoys fishing. We are making sure he is happy that way until payment has been effected. Lei sentirà di noi, Giuseppe Giuliano. $500,000. Can't pay that. I'm going to the garden shed. Time to dig up the past.
This is what I mean by some of the movement being a little sluggish in this game. And I think it's just because of my computer. I've never had this problem on any other PCs that I've played the game on.
Agency, this is 47. Patch me through to Diana.
We need to confirm your ID registration, please.
My number is BRO 3886. Put Diana on, she'll recognize my voice.
47? This is Diana speaking. It's good to hear your voice again. We all thought you were dead. You'll be pleased to know your skills are in great demand these days. You're almost a legend amongst our customers.
Diana, I'm not looking for work. I need some information on a Giuseppe Giuliano from Palermo in Sicily. What have you got?
Let me see, Giuseppe. Oh yes, I've got a fat file. Giuseppe Giuliano, aka Don Aguilo Giuliano. Capo of one of the largest, oldest and most influential mafia organizations in Sicily.
I need detailed satellite surveillance on his residence, and info on security and access routes. And keep an eye out for a priest. He's a friend of mine and was kidnapped.
A friend? Have you gone soft, 47? Besides, we don't believe in handing over information for free. How do you think you're going to pay us back? I've heard that you're extremely wealthy.
Yes, I know. I've heard that rumor too. It's not true though, but I'm sure you can suggest an arrangement.
I'll pull a few strings and see what I can do. Actually, I do have a special request for you to perform a contract assignment. Should be a simple operation.
A mission?
Exactly. If you accept, I might be able to give you the requested information very soon. What do you say, 47? Still sharp enough to handle a job these days?
Yeah, some of the cutscenes are really sluggish, and I guess it's the computer.
It's been a while, 47, so let's just run through the basic routines together. Agency just wants to make sure you're not too rusty before your first mission.
See, this is where the training starts. You can bypass this and then jump straight into mission 1 if you want to. But I'll just sort of speedrun it. That is the first trick to this game. Well, lockpicking is a new feature in general coming off the first one. You just pick the lock to a locked door, but a trick is, if you go in and out of the map screen, it'll bypass the unskippable cinematic where you pick the door and make it go faster. Yeah, I know that's kind of an exploit, but you'll see me use it all the time in the game. Plus, trust me, in some situations it can really help. So, Fiberwire, that works the same way it did in the first game. I know I didn't use it that much in the first game, but we'll be using it a lot here. And then I do want to explain the anesthetic. This allows you to perform non-lethal takedowns. I'll explain it right now because the game doesn't really explain it that well. What you have to do is equip it, sneak up behind someone, and then when behind them, you just have to press and hold the fire button until the cinematic ends. And you have to eyeball the eyeball the ammo counter in the upper right, because you can give people a certain amount of anesthetic. The more doses you give them, the longer they stay out. If you give them 5 full doses, they'll stay unconscious for a couple minutes. But let's say you give them 1 dose, they'll be out for like, I don't know, like 6 seconds or something. The more doses you give them, the longer they stay out. But in most cases, we're going to give them a full dose every single time. So I'm not really going to go over the tutorial stuff. We'll end it here, and when we come back, the game will truly begin with mission number 1. I will see you then.